aka Joey Dove. We're going to talk about the mob today. That name was given to him after conviction that later was overturned by the U.S. Court of Appeals. I'll tell you a little bit more about how he got that nickname. It's actually pretty.
And when I did finally go into the mob, it was for money. It was for greed. It was for women.
Cartel got me working for the big faces. Federale got my car full of brick cases. Hit the pin
They
with
have
the green,
talent,
there ain't
and
no
they really don't tell
faking.
the
I
stories
picked to my back
behind
through my
each
shoelaces.
character.
God out,
And that's my biggest thing, is I want to tell the story behind each character, because I'm not gonna lie, man,
Set
as a
up by the
kid,
crew, they done put a banger in the trunk
this
of my
is
car
what I
and left
wanted
me
to
to hang
be.
there. No thing,
I
then
used
attorney
to
went and beat the case. Got a
hear
job
about
making
it in
homes for minimum
songs, I used
wage.
to hear
Had a
about it
dream
in
that Kale said he
talks,
proud of me.
and
Stay here,
it was
don't
always
leave, keep
around.
doing your thing. Quit the drugs, but you know I went back to selling. 6-time failing, I went back to prison. Got my head right, got my bread right. Push these weights like a kilo in a tailpipe. Trying to do right, I got a mission. Trying to get back to my boys in the prison. The old me's gone, I ain't never gonna miss them. From wrong to strong, stay true to the vision.
Not guilty.
What's up, Wrong Strong family? If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell. We got a good one today. We're going to talk about one of the top mob bosses that existed, Joey Dove. Joey Dove's conviction was considered one of the most big blows and significant victories against the mob. Cicero was Joey Dove's center of operation and headquarters. Was the Town Hotel. It's on Cermak Road. Now, that hotel goes way back to the Al Capone days. That was actually his headquarters also. A lot of shootings took place in this hotel. One was in 1926 by the Northsiders, hunting Al Capone down. 8 carloads of Northsiders drove there and let loose with their Tommy machine guns. It is said that I think they collected over 1,000 rounds that poured into the hotel. That hotel was actually burned down to the ground shortly after state agents raided it for exotic stuffed birds after Joey Doves had bought it and ran it and everything after he got arrested. But Cicero has a long history of mobsters, the mob, gambling, prostitution, all that stuff. And just like I've always said, Chicago's been a gangster city for many, many years. I mean, Cermak, back in the days when the mob ran it and they had the games and they had all that stuff, it was actually called the Strip before they made the Strip in Las Vegas. We had the Strip on Cermak. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more on future videos. He was born in Melrose Park, Illinois. Yes, I say Illinois with an S. It's Illinois. I like to say Illinois. December 7th, 1907. His parents were Sicilian immigrants. During the years, he rose through the ranks of the outfit, operating several gambling establishments in Cicero. When I first moved out to Cicero, when my dad first moved out to Cicero and I would go visit, actually Cicero at the time was still mostly all Italians. All my friends that I hung out with during the weekend when I was over there were all Italians. So I got to see firsthand all these older guys sitting in front of the coffee shops, the pizza parlors and stuff like that, having meetings, talking about, business and all this stuff. And it's crazy how you grow up seeing this stuff. And I mean, at the time you think that it's pretty gangster, pretty cool. You see these old guys calling shots and everything. But, that's what I grew up around. And this is why I started learning more about it. I guess you could say doing my research, looking at stuff, and, wanting to educate people on the lifestyle that I grew up in. Under his leadership, the Chicago outfit actually grew stronger ties to the Las Vegas casinos And in 1986, he was convicted of scheming profits from the Las Vegas casinos. It said it was $2 million, but I think it was way more than that. I mean, those casinos make millions and millions of dollars. It said that he received 28 years in federal prison. Joseph Augusto from the Kansas City crime family testified against him and all the other bosses. After everyone was in prison, two brothers were beat to death in Bensenville, Illinois, and were buried in a cornfield in Indiana. And that scene is in a movie. Do you guys know what movie that is? Come on, you guys have to know. If you follow American mobsters, crime, all that stuff, you gotta know what that scene is and what movie. He served 10 years of his sentence, and on January 19, 1996, Joey Dubs was released from prison. Only a year and a month later, on February 22nd, 1997, he passed away. Natural causes. He is actually buried at the Queen of Heaven Cemetery. It's actually a really nice place there. I've been there. There's a lot of my friends are buried there, and there's actually a total of 6 Chicago mobsters, like made men, buried there that later on I'll talk about more in future videos. Joey Dubs had several nicknames. His original one actually was Joey O'Brien. At the time, he was a boxer, and Irish boxers at the time got paid more on the fighting cards. So he picked the Irish name that, would get him paid the most. And that was actually his last known real job before he started working as a driver for the outfit. Joey Dubs came after the FBI agents in Kansas stopped him when he was coming back from a hunting, camping trip or whatever you want to call it. And they discovered 563 frozen doves in his trunk. I guess, it was a law back then. You couldn't have that many doves or whatever, but it was like the game fishing, whatever. The feds, if they can't get you on nothing, one way or another, they're gonna mess with you. They're gonna fuck with you. They're gonna try anything to try and get you on something, because that's just how they work. They're always gonna try and get you, especially if you're smart, how Joey was, and just, yes, he ended up doing some time, but I mean, he owned a golf course, he owned clubs in Cicero. His family's pretty much set for life. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is the biggest trick of all, the best one that the mob did was actually disappearing. But did they really disappear? They own real companies making legit money now. And that's the thing. The two brothers that were beaten to death in Bensenville, the film Casino was based on the Chicago outfit's ties to Las Vegas casinos. This is the actor that played our guy, Joey Dubs. Yeah. My name is JC. I am Wrong to Strong. This is for entertaining and learning purposes. I am not glamorizing in no way or form being a mobster, being a gangbanger, being a cartel member. In no way or nothing am I trying to glamorize it. All I'm giving you is information so you could learn from my mistakes and actually learn some history, because whether you like it or not, it is history of being an American. It is part of our lives. It is in movies. It is in every newscast you could possibly look up. And it is the way that it is. So, I get a lot of messages about why do I still talk about prison? Why do I still talk about my gang life? Why do I still talk about cartel members and mobsters and all this? It is not my fault that I grew up in this environment, and this is what I learned to do. With time, I've changed and I've grown up, and I've learned that doesn't benefit me in no way or form, that I spent most of my life incarcerated. So I do this so somebody could watch it, learn, and actually say, oh, that guy changed his life. I'm not going to go that route. All right, my name's JC. I am Wrong Strong. Remember, give somebody a hug. Don't judge nobody. Stay in your lane and always live savage. You have one life to live, but if you live it right, that's all you need. My name's JC.